Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got something truly special to look at, a name that evokes nostalgia, culture, and character all in one package. We're diving deep into the brand new 2025 Volkswagen Beetle. That's right, the iconic Beetle has returned, but not exactly in the way you might remember it. This car blends the heritage of its classic past with the cutting-edge features and style of modern motoring. Whether you're a Beetle enthusiast or just someone curious about the latest cars hitting the streets, you're going to want to stick around for this full breakdown. Let's start with the first thing anyone notices: the design. The front of the 2025 Beetle is immediately eye-catching. Volkswagen has taken the retro DNA of the Beetle and infused it with futuristic design cues. You've got those rounded LED matrix headlights that still pay tribute to the original circular lamps of the classic Bug. But they're now wrapped in a light signature that gives it a more premium, high-tech presence. The hood is smooth and sculpted with subtle creases that guide your eyes toward the updated VW logo right in the center. The front bumper houses wide lower air intakes, not aggressive but stylishly assertive, adding a sporty touch that's very fitting for a modern reboot. Now, as you move to the side, this is where the Beetle keeps its most recognizable silhouette. That distinct bubble dome roofline remains intact, offering that unmistakable Beetle profile. But it's been slightly flattened to improve aerodynamics and modernize the look. Flush door handles, 18 to 20-inch wheels, depending on the trim, and sculpted character lines above the wheel arches give the side profile more muscle than previous generations ever had. The use of blacked-out pillars gives it a floating roof effect. And a charging port on the driver's side hints at what's under the skin. Yes, the new Beetle is fully electric. Around the back, things stay interesting. The rear end feels futuristic, yet familiar. The LED taillights are slim and wrap around, connected by a thin LED light bar that runs the width of the tailgate, giving it a visually wider stance. There's a subtle spoiler integrated into the hatch, and while there's no exhaust pipe, because again, fully electric kits designed with a sporty lower diffuser to keep things dynamic. The Beetle badging is proudly centered, and everything about the back says this is a modern, confident reinterpretation of an old classic. Stepping inside, the 2025 Beetle continues to impress. As you open the door, you're greeted by a cabin that mixes charm with innovation. The retro color palette option returns two-tone seats, pastel dashboard trims, and circular air vents that nod to the past, but now they're wrapped in sustainable soft-touch materials. The digital cockpit is crisp with a 12-inch customizable gauge cluster behind the steering wheel. The infotainment system in the center runs on Volkswagen's latest MIB for software, displayed on a vibrant 15-inch touchscreen that seamlessly floats above the dash. Controls are largely touch-sensitive, with haptic feedback, though VW has wisely kept a few physical toggles for things like climate control and volume. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, along with an upgraded Harman Kardon sound system on higher trims. There's ambient lighting running across the dash and door panels, which can be personalized through the infotainment system. Seats are comfortable, with decent bolstering and available heating, ventilation, and even massage depending on the trim. And yes, despite its compact look, the Beetle offers a surprising amount of legroom, especially in the front and the rear. Seats can accommodate 2 adults for short to medium trips. The rear hatch opens to a decent cargo area, perfectly usable for everyday errands or weekend getaways. Now, let's talk about how it drives. Underneath the retro skin lies Volkswagen's MEB electric platform, the same one found in the ID.4 and other electric VW models. The 2025 Beetle comes with 2 powertrain options: a single-motor rear-wheel drive version producing around 201 horsepower, and a dual-motor all-wheel drive version that bumps it up to 295 horsepower. Instant torque makes acceleration smooth and responsive. With 0 to 60 times ranging from about 12 to 7.5 seconds in the base model to just under 5.5 seconds in the AWD version. It's not a performance car in the traditional sense, but it feels nimble and confident. Steering is light but accurate, and the low center of gravity, thanks to the battery pack, improves stability in corners. Suspension tuning strikes a balance between comfort and engagement, perfect for daily driving or the occasional spirited cruise. Range-wise, the single-motor model gives you up to 270 miles on a full charge, while the dual-motor AWD brings that down slightly to around 240 miles. Fast charging capability is included, giving you 10 to 80% in just about 30 minutes with a DC fast charger. Pricing for the 2025 Beetle starts at around $32,000 for the base trim, which is fairly competitive for a stylish urban EV with this much character. The mid-range Comfortline trim comes in at about $38,000 and adds more tech, better materials, and additional driver assists. If you want the dual-motor AWD Sportline with all the bells and whistles, expect to pay somewhere around $44,000 to $46,000 depending on options. All trims come with a suite of safety tech, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and a 360-degree camera on the higher trims. So who is this car really for? Well, if you loved the Beetle in the past and want something that keeps that spirit alive while embracing modern technology, this is for you. If you're a first-time EV buyer who wants something that's not just another anonymous crossover, this car is definitely worth a look. It's quirky, expressive, and stylish, but it doesn't compromise on the practical needs of today's driver. That said, if you're looking for maximum cargo space or ultra-long EV range, there may be better options in the segment, but none with quite this much personality. And that brings us to the end of today's review. The 2025 Volkswagen Beetle is more than just a reboot, it's a reimagination of what a beloved icon can be in a zero-emission world. It's fun, it's fresh, and it's functional. Let me know what you think about this new Beetle in the comments. Would you buy one? Or do you think VW should have left the classic in the past? If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and tap the bell so you don't miss any future reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.